The Buckeyes will kick it away to start. Looks like he's going to bring it out. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The give to the left side. And the good news for the offense, there's nowhere to go from here but forward. No gain on the first play.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Get it out on the screen. No sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
Yeah, those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Makes the catch on the left. And they'll bring him down after the long completion, a chunk play for the offense.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in 3rd and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an explosive play. Somebody's going to have to answer for that when they get to the sidelines.
They'll give it to the back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. And the Razorbacks racing to the line in the hurry-up. They'll run it from the gun. Makes his man miss. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, he shows you his speed and his power on that run. As far as I can think back to, Arkansas football always comes down to being able to run the football on offense. It's about grinding and wearing the opponent down. They always seem to be able to recruit outstanding athletes at that position. This guy is no different.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
I think this quarterback just has to be careful with his decision-making. Yes, he's one of the most talented guys in the country, but early in this game, we're now seeing him throw the ball into double coverage. He's very lucky that one wasn't picked off.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. To the air on 2nd down. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
Pocket breaking down. They've got the screen set up. And that'll not only be a 1st down, it'll be 1st and goal from the 7. The Razorbacks started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Arkansas.
fans are bringing the noise on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Trying to pound it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
How do you take the crowd out of the game? Do exactly that. Take the football, drive right down the field, prove you're the better team, give them nothing to cheer about. That is a picture-perfect first drive.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So a drive there of 84 yards, and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here's the handoff. Danced his way through traffic, pick up a 4 to the 19. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
3rd and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. Fires to the middle. Rolls it in. A little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
The option look. Oh, he's got some space. And he keeps it himself. A good decision there, and it gives this offense a first down.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
The Buckeyes are marching down the field. Motion from the wideout. He'll ride his man on the option. To the ground with the back. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver comes in motion. Makes the grab. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
So now it's 2nd and long. They'll go to the ground. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
3rd down, and they'll need to get the ball to the 38-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. Gets it out quickly. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the 1st.
Snap to the back. Got the 1st down and more. And he'll be out of bounds on what turns out to be the final play of the 1st quarter. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the 2nd. So after the break, they'll go back to work. On the move. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
QBs that can run completely change your game plan. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and the power read and the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So, having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football, you better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the 4th quarter.
The Buckeyes will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Here comes the option. Looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
And I love how this offensive coordinator uses all of his playmakers and all of the speed. This is a guy that we've seen hurt defenses before catching the football, but you can get him involved in the running game as well with the option play. Get him on the perimeter. He's the pitch man. Nobody accounting for him. It's an easy walk-in score for the offense.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. He steps out of bounds, couple of yards short of the 20. They'll mark it at the 18 after that pickup.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Quick pass on the fly motion. Breaks into the open. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down. And the Razorbacks want to move quickly.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that 1st down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Got his man. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down. The Razorbacks come to the line with a new set of downs.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the 1st down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Wide receiver going in motion. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Deep shot for the end zone. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Going the other way, and he's got room.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his 1st interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They tied it with a touchdown the last time they had it and trying to complement the defense's good work by taking the lead here. Got the 1st down and still on his feet. And he's brought down after a nice game. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. One big play to get it up near midfield. Now they're in business at the 47. They'll try the run. Open spaces at the 20. Touchdown, Ohio State. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. send that offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got it.
There he goes. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
Yeah, and what a nice job seeing it, reacting, and throwing. When you run these RPOs, you want to read the defense really quickly. Is he playing run? Okay, boom, I'm going to throw the slant right behind him. Nice job by the QB.
They'll move the wide receiver. Leaves it with the running back. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there, now you're in a good position. It's not second and long. It's not third and long. Now the whole playbook's open. The defense really has to honor run and pass on the next snap.
And the Razorbacks can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Snagged out of the air. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Here's the pressure. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Yeah, and you don't see that often, right? This guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars. Yes, NIL is real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
And that RPO play was run to perfection. The run fake forced and sucked the defense up, and a nice job on the route by the receiver, not telegraphing that he was breaking to the inside on the slant.
The Razorbacks pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Wants to keep it in the air. Throws toward the end zone. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Finds a soft spot in the middle. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. And the Razorbacks will have it 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Makes the grab. Tight coverage there, did not stop him from making the grab. It's 1st and goal from the 8.
I know it's something we take for granted, guys, but the Q did a great job there with the play-action fake. He really took his time and sold it. And that's what throws the linebackers in the second level of the defense to help make that completion a whole lot easier.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Razorbacks!
That's a great job of just trusting your offensive line to get it done, scoring the touchdown. An extra point's going to tie this thing up right before halftime. And after that run, I think they're going to feel more confident running it in the second half.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, want to jump in and let you know what's going on in this top 25 showdown. Alabama looks like a legit title contender right now, which they kind of do every year, but man, this offense is rolling. They're up by 35 over Texas. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have SEC fans buzzing all week. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. In front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. He'll set up to throw. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows. He can run slants. He can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
They gave themselves room to operate with that first play. Now first down from the 37. Right down the middle. Got his man to the left. Turning it on. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, this offense has shown you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely flipped the field.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Motion from the back. Snap to the back. Back's going for the goal line. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
Really nice physical running that time. Nice push up front by the offensive line. Getting it in for the touchdown. They now take a one-possession lead here with just a little bit of time left in the first half.
They're set to kick it off. And you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. To the air on first down. Here's a heat. And a sack. All the way back at the 5. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. He's going for a big play downfield. Brings it down on the right side. Here he goes. Touchdown, Arkansas. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
I think coming into this game, we thought it was going to be a back-and-forth affair. What a great job executing on that touchdown. If they get this extra point, man, we are all tied up heading in at halftime.
looking for the tie with the extra point. And he knocked that one right down the middle. And that extra point leaves us deadlocked here in the second. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Razorbacks will line up to kick off and start the second half. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. And the running game has collapsed so far on this drive, and now it's third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be fourth down. The Buckeyes will send out the punt unit. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. They boot it away on fourth down. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. On target over the middle. Brought down at the 45 after a 15-yard pickup. This proficiency in the passing game can take you back to yesteryear. One of the great quarterbacks in Arkansas history, in Joe Ferguson.
Yeah, just slinging the pill, just being able to provide balance, being able to attack down the field, get people out of the box, and not be predictable. That's a really good job by this quarterback.
This quarterback obviously did a lot of film prep coming into this one. He has been picking this defense apart. With that last completion, guys, he's now got over 300 yards passing.
Now it's a first down from the 43-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Fires it. It's picked off, and they ruined the drive with a turnover. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that off.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. The give to the back. And that stiff arm is a weapon for this runner. He uses it and picks up a first down.
That's just a really nice job by the running back, making the first guy miss and going to get positive yards. This guy's got some wiggle, and you saw it on that play.
We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. Picks up the first down, still moving. It's a running room. Touchdown, Ohio State. And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half. Boy, did he just scorch that defense with that score.
He shows you all that, Reese. He's got the speed, he's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. You just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring this one out. He'll be out of bounds at the 23 after gambling and bringing it out of the end zone. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They're down by a touchdown, but hoping to dial up some plays and pull even in what's turning out to be a really good football game. Motion from the wide receiver. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Stands in and takes the hit. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, the quarterback was in a world of trouble there. He was under pressure. He knew he was going to get hit, so he was just trying to get rid of it, but he forced it into double coverage. He's lucky that was only an incompletion.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. That type of pressure on the quarterback, that's vintage Ohio State, right in keeping with the legacy that's been established by the Buckeye team.
Yeah, and you take pride in that. You own that legacy with all those guys you see performing at a high level.
He's going for it all. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And that's exactly what I would do, too. Why would I not keep throwing that dude the football? I know it was incompletion, but he has had a day. He's been cooking this secondary, and they've tried to find ways to get him the ball because he has been so dynamic today.
So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Let's see what he can do with it. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Now on the option. Runs through a tackle. Oh, he's got some space. Out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. Edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on the score.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Unloads quickly. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
Motion from the wideout. Second down, they'll go to the air. Now adjusting. Nice move. Made him miss again. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
You just Can't say enough about this quarterback and how important his legs are to their success for the season, for this game, and really for this drive. Earlier, when he called his own number, it was a big gain. He does it again. He's got the knack for just understanding when to throw it, when to take off and run. You saw it right there.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Blasted as he lets it go. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Nice job by the quarterback, hanging in the pocket, hanging in there. He knew he was going to take a lick. He took the lick, delivered a strike, and got the score.
And the extra point was good. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Bringing it back. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires left. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Touchdown, Ohio State! The defense takes matters into its own hands. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
How about a game-changing play for this defense? Stepping in front of the football and knowing what to do with it, taking it all the way to the end zone.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. Just an outstanding return there and really sets up his offense nicely. First snap of this drive will come from their own 32. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Breaks into the open. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Nice job by the defense suffocating this offense. They were ready for it. Nice job getting them on the ground, making a tackle. Here we go. This offense is trying to do something, trying to get some momentum, right back on the ball, running the no-huddle.
Able to make the catch, but not in the field of play. It's an incomplete pass.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. He almost had another one. They've already picked off 3 and just a hair away from number 4 there. A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. looking for the end zone. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners in the entire country. He's already been picked off twice now. He is literally living in this quarterback's head rent-free.
And so nice to have a guy like this that can cut off half the field, because now you can put resources elsewhere. He's proven if you try me, bad things are going to happen.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time, and they're able to make a quick stop.
Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here, and they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the third quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. And it looks as if we are ready to get things started here in the fourth quarter. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
It'll be third and long.
Here we go, here we go.
They go to the ground. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop.
But how about that defense? On the snap, they are in the backfield with great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
Punt is on its way. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. There's a lot of pressure when you have that number one beside your name, and perhaps it was the pressure, perhaps it was just one of those days, but that reign is coming to an end. Right on the money. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10. And the Razorbacks will hustle to the line.
I know a lot of people don't like prevent yourself from winning, but when I'm up by 3 scores in the fourth quarter, I am not giving up a single big play.
Snags it down the right side. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's the big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way, and the offense very lucky to keep possession on that one.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
The Razorbacks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Flips it out to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Wow, you saw the speed of the defense there. They're trying to spit this football out to the running back on the perimeter. And how about the defense able to get to him quickly to bring him down for no gain?
Wide receiver comes in motion. Defense backing up, trying to keep everything in front. Unleashes it. Complete in the middle. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. He's got the back in the middle. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. Second down coming up in this red zone opportunity. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. The give as they work on that clock. And he must have felt like there were 15 guys on defense, and he dodged a bunch of them in the backfield, but still knocked down for a loss.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
They shut him down immediately. They tried to pop the fullback loose, and no running room there.
And he is stuffed. And I think the reason he's stuffed there is, think about it. The only time you really give the ball to the fullback is short yardage situations. The defense knew it was coming, played it fast, played it physical, and stopped them for a big loss.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. Backing up and backing up on the first 2 plays, now to try to throw it in drive on 3rd down. Leaves it with the back. Picks up the 1st down. He's piled up 82 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing.
Man, this offense would really like to lean on this guy in the 4th quarter, right? They've got the lead, and you just saw his ability there, breaking a tackle. He looks like he's getting stronger as the game goes on. I'd expect him to get a few more carries here before this game's over.
And I tell you what, no secret on this drive. This offense, they're not trying to maintain balance. They're trying to line up and just dot you right in the eyes. 4 straight runs, get the 1st down, and really starting to play physical.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? The quarterback takes a snap and takes a knee. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. Now facing a 4th and long. These teams are high-caliber squads, but it sort of felt as if these guys had something to prove today, and man, did they go out and do it.
Man, they proved it, and they proved they were better. They thought they were better coming in. We were talking to them that they had a lot of confidence. They said, we're not ranked as high as we should be, and now they just showed the whole world. This squad is for real. We're going to be discussing them in the playoffs in the future, and they made a statement today, Palmer.
Yeah, that's the thing, David. To me, after watching that absolute beatdown, you can't help but think to yourself, this is a college football playoff caliber team. If they play like that, moving forward, if they put their A game together in all 3 phases, this is a team we're going to be talking about very, very late in the season.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.